set it. I'm going to set it to 0, 0, 0. And let's press play and see. Okay, you can't even see the cube. Let's resize it. I'm going to make it 10 by 10. On the X and Y, leave Z at 0.1. Press play. Okay, now I can move up and down. Easy enough. If you want to move left and right, all you need to do is change vertical to horizontal. You have to have the spelling exactly right. And I think it is case sensitive as well. Okay, well, you need horizontal and you need to pipe it into X. So now I'm moving left and right, so left arrows, left and right arrow, or A and D works as well. And I just want to test something. So if I make this vertical lowercase, will this actually work? Y-axis. It does not work, it gives me an error, so that needs to be exactly capital V. And that is fine. Okay, Unity has actually updated their input system. Last time I checked, it was in beta version, so I'm going to use the old version, which is absolutely fine for us. Okay, for a simple game like this, and that's it on doing this on Bolt or Visual Scripting, as it's known now. And let's see how we do this with C#. I'm going to remove the script on this, so script machine, remove component, we don't need variables either. And let's go to project, assets, scripts, and right click, create C# script, and move with arrows, and open it up. Visual Studio to open, and I'm going to get rid of start. Remember, as always, we are going to do this in update, which is called once per frame, and in between these curly brackets is where we are going to place our code, and horizontal. So we are going to create a variable firstly, and I'm going to say vertical movement equals input.get axis. That pops up, and open brackets, double quotes, and vertical. Okay, as always, remember to put your brackets, your double quotes, your semicolon all in, or your code will not work. You will get an error when you try to press play. Okay, so that's your vertical movement, and I'm going to do exactly as I did before, debug.log. Vertical movement. And let's see what value that gives us. It's going to be exactly the same. I'm doing this exactly as we did with the visual scripting portion, so we can compare exactly, right? It's not working because I did not attach my script to my cube. Add component, move with arrows. Press play, and back and down. Okay, that's printing out nicely. Let's stop that, go back and translate. So we need to do this on the transform component, and I can just do that by writing transform, translate, and put in values for x, y, z. Okay, I'm just putting 0, 0, 0, and we want the y-axis. So I'm going to take vertical movement and put it on the y value. X is going to be 0, z is going to be 0 as well. We don't want those affected. Remember to save, always save. and press play. Okay, there we go. Just moving up and down quite fast. So if it's moving too fast, I don't want to go in do weird multiplications to slow this thing down. So what I did was I just took my camera and I moved it further back. So yeah, I just changed my view here. So click on the green part to put you in the top view, select your camera and just move it a bit back. And you can see the size of your cube in your little preview window. We might need to change the size of the cube again. Let's see, it's looking way too small now. I want to move it even further back. And go back to front view, cube. I'm going to change this to make it 50, 50. Still a bit small, eh? Okay, I put it too far back. That's actually out of view. You see this little triangle here is called the frustum. And this shows you how far away an object must be to be visible to the camera. And our cube is out of range of that, so I'm gonna move my camera a bit forward until it comes back into view. You can see it pop back into view here. Let's press play. And yeah, that's a lot more controllable. And look, moving the camera around like this is just the easiest way to do it. It's not the best way to do it. A better way to do the movement or controlling it is to give it a speed and multiply the value that we're getting back from our vertical input axis, multiply that by say 0.5 or 0.3 or whatever, and then set it back on the vertical movement, and that will slow it down. But I wanted to keep things as simple as possible, and cool. I think that's all I'm going to do now for the preparation. I wanted to do a Pong, a game of Pong, and I think we'll start it in the next lesson. I think we've got enough going. So let's do that. Just in conclusion, which one is easier? I think it's hard to tell. I think it's very hard to tell. I think I've become so used to doing the visual scripting that it's almost second nature to me. Initially, I would have given this to C#, but with arrows. But I think this is very easy. As long as you know what you need. Okay, as long as you know that you need input to cat axis and transform translate, it is very simple. But then it's equally simple in both cases, I think. I'm going to call this, you know what, I'm going to give this to visual scripting, because I just think, you know, dragging and dropping and finding the right version of translate is much easier than the little pop-up that Unity gives you, I mean that Visual Studio gives you for the translate tool. But if you know exactly that you just need a XYZ, then it's easy enough. But if you do not know all the versions offhand, then yeah, I think this is definitely easier. Okay, a very, very small win by a very small margin goes to visual scripting in this one. Okay, the next lesson, we are going to finish this and create a simple game of Pong. Okay, okay, until next time, let me know if you guys want to see anything else. If not, we get started immediately. Next lesson, Pong. Okay, until then. Enjoy.